Hey everybody, so today I'm going to look back and reflect upon all of the lessons and things I felt I learned or became more apparent to me at the age of 25. So the first thing I kind of worked on at the beginning of 2020 was going back to school to study something other than acting. I went and I got a certificate as an early childhood educator assistant. I guess I realized with this that, even if you have one chosen career path or one thing that you're very passionate about, you can always go back to school and get certified in another field. You don't need to necessarily plan for a backup career. I had also auditioned to get into a Bachelor of Fine Arts program, and I guess at the time, with especially the pandemic and seeing school being online, I decided I didn't want that for my theater school experience. I already have a diploma for theater acting, so I have some training, but I just felt like right now wasn't the right time to go to school and study theater while it's online. It just didn't seem right, but I also felt that I was going to school to get a bachelor because I was planning for a backup career. I was planning to get a bachelor in fine arts and then get a bachelor in teaching. And I guess I've realized that no, my passion is acting, my passion is creative stuff. Being some sort of school teacher is really not what I want. Maybe I'd teach acting privately in the future, but I just feel like at this point in my life, I don't need to be planning for a backup career. I think my certificate to work in a daycare is a good job option. So yeah, I think I just realized that I just kind of reinforced my passions in acting. With the pandemic last year, it gave me some time to actually start exercising and start eating healthy. And I hadn't really done that before, the year before. It started giving me time to actually figure out a routine that works for me, and made me realize that health and exercise and eating right isn't just something you do really quick to maybe lose weight or whatever. It's a lifestyle. And so I started chipping away at that and doing Chloe Ting's workout challenges. I finally learned how to cook at age 25, and when I say cook, it's I learned how to cook pretty simple dishes. But before that, I was ordering McDonald's all the time, and all I could make was toast and cereal, and I was pretty I didn't know how to take care of myself. So I learned a lot of how to actually eat healthy, eat more whole foods, eat more vegetables and fruits. I still have a long ways to go. I feel like health and exercise, and also, at least that physical aspect of health, is a journey that you will keep going on throughout your life, because you're going to keep aging and your body's going to keep changing. But honestly, right now at 25, I feel pretty healthy. I feel healthier than I have in the last few years. My birthday is May 23rd. I will be 26 years old. I have a lot that I do appreciate, and I just feel like I'm very happy to know what I want in life and have a lot of dreams and ideas. Unfortunately, I got kind of hit with the travel bug and really wanting to travel, and then COVID hit. But that's okay, because I'm saving my money and I'm planning towards all these different places that I want to go once things settle down. So I really want to go to LA and New York, and I want to take some acting classes there, and as well as travel. And then I also want to go to Paris and Tokyo, and there's a ton of other places I want to go to, Costa Rica, lots of places. But yeah, I'm just so excited. I feel like people, the older you get, sometimes there's a bit of worry about aging, even in your 20s. At least that's what I've thought. But the older I get, I'm the more confident I'm feeling, the more adventurous I'm feeling, the more I feel like I can take care of myself. So I'm just still excited for the future. I'm excited, because I'm not in school, I have a lot of freedom, and I'm happy with that choice for right now. I always think, like, should I be going into a school program? Sorry, I'm looking up and there's a hummingbird. I thought about school, especially as an artist. Should you go to school and do a bachelor's, or should you pursue your own education with arts? So I've done a bit of both so far, and I'm happy about that, and I feel like art is a lifelong journey, acting is a lifelong journey. You learn as you go, and you create your own education. So, for example, I went to school, I did a 2-year diploma program for theater acting. I got kind of a foundation there. I've done some workshops here and there. Recently, I've been taking some film acting classes. And then recently I started writing my own film scripts. I want to film them this summer. There's a play I want to maybe get the rights to and do at the end of the year. So, just because you're not in the school program, just because maybe you're not cast in something right now, doesn't mean you can't do your craft and do your art. So that's something I feel like I really learned during my 25th year of life, because I did get cast in a commercial and that was great, but when I wasn't cast, I signed up for classes. I looked up monologues and I memorized them, and I'd film them and I'd work on them. I started doing some self-tapes. I started writing film script. You do not need to be cast in someone else's work to do work as an actor, and it can be very hard because acting is usually not a solo thing, but if you really want, you can always memorize a monologue. So yeah, I just found a new kind of way to keep learning, and without needing someone else to teach me things or push me to do projects. Now, another thing I learned at 25, with COVID having happened pretty much my whole 25th year of life, was just to appreciate nature, appreciate the stillness, and also to appreciate my city and where I am now. I'm someone where I've always wanted to run away to somewhere else. I want to explore the world, go to other places, but I live in Vancouver. It's beautiful. I started biking last year. I started just going out more into nature and going for walks in my neighborhood, and suddenly it's like I saw all the reasons why people wanted to live here. Like, I went to the beautiful tourist spots, and I found a newfound appreciation for the place I live now, which is very important. I've also kind of thought about how much I want to, in some ways, stabilize and have a home. I mean, there's a part of me that always wants to travel and grab a hippie van and take off, but I do just really want a nice home to settle down in and decorate. So I think that's a big goal for me, to just find a really permanent solution for housing. It's hard in Vancouver, but I'm going to be firm about finding a comfortable living situation. Right now I live with my boyfriend and his brother in a 1-bedroom apartment, so it's a bit crowded. Rent is cheap, but it's hard to find a place in Vancouver, but I'm gonna try my best to do that. Another thing in 2020, I guess I learned how much you need to appreciate those around you and just value your loved ones, as well as take care of your mental health. I had a roommate and best friend that passed away last September, and she wasn't taking care of her mental health, and it kind of spiraled out of control. And I'm not just gonna say it was all her, she didn't take care of it. The world is pretty cruel, and there's a lot of things that we could do to help one another. So I guess, I learned, or I was reminded of, just to be kind to people, appreciate while they're around. If you have a gut feeling that someone's not okay, check in on them, or just remind them that you love them. Something obviously I'm still not over, and it reminded me of how precious life is. I mean, I'm someone where I've gotten pretty depressed at times and not wanted to be here. And then, my best friend, who only got 32 years of life, makes me think of how much more there is to experience. The world is very vast. Sometimes we feel a little bit trapped in our situations. but there is just so much out there. There's so many new things to try. There's so many new things to learn. There's so many people to meet, so many places to go. You know, it could never be boring unless you make it boring. And I think I'm just grateful. You know, I'm about to turn 26, and you know, I'm young, but I'm just grateful for my life. And you know, even when times do seem crappy, I hope I can be reminded to appreciate this life that I have and appreciate it, and like live it to the fullest and try to enjoy it. Yeah, because you know, life's too short. So if you love someone, tell them. Tell yourself you love you. Don't forget to take care of yourself. Don't neglect your mental health. If you need a day off, take a day off. If you need a vacation, take a vacation. Don't wait till things crumble to deal with them. Try to like prevent things. Try to see a counselor, talk to a friend. You know, make sure you have a good self-care routine. You know, it's all easier said than done, but you can't help others if you don't help yourself, and you just can't like survive and get through the day if you're like not okay up here. I started to learn how to physically take care of myself. I am still learning how to mentally take care of myself. Like, I do see a counselor, and my best friend who actually passed away was a counselor herself, but she didn't see a counselor. She was a counselor, but she didn't have mental health help for herself. It's kind of ironic. You know, none of us are immune to needing support. None of us. None of us are immune to needing support. You know, all of us have bad days. All of us have been through stuff. We need help. You know, whether you have a good friend to talk to, a counselor, something, journal, you know, spend time in nature, do whatever it is for you that helps you ground yourself and feel good. It's so important, and we have to force ourselves to take care of ourselves the same way we force ourselves to get up and go to work. You know, you're able to get up and force yourself to go to work because you have bills to pay. Well, we need to get up and force ourselves to go for a walk and go outside, or make a healthy meal, or talk to a friend, or go out in nature, whatever it is. We have to force ourselves to take care of ourselves, because when you're an adult, and I like at 25, no one else will do that for you. Okay, well, those are a bunch of things I feel I learned at age 25. Bleh. To kind of summarize, I learned that, you know, it's not too complicated to go back to school and train in something if you want to. I also learned that you do not have to go to school to study in this world, especially for art and acting. You can always make it happen. If you're passionate about something, just keep going for it. I also learned to begin to find ways to take care of my health, physically and mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to appreciate the city I'm in and to try to enjoy that as much as possible. Also to appreciate the people I'm around and love them and love myself, and to just keep dreaming of travel, dreaming of learning more. Yeah, and part of me feels like I'm in a really good place, and part of me doesn't. But you know what, all my life I've gone up and down and up and down. So, I mean, I think as long as I'm spending more time in a state of peace and clarity, that's good, rather than in despair and catastrophizing everything, which I still do. And, you know, with all this being said, I still have days where I don't eat well and I don't take care of myself, and I don't have good mental health days some days. But I think I'm just, as long as I keep trying and working towards more and more clarity and peace, that's all that matters. Life is not going to be perfect one day. I'm not going to wake up and be, you know, happy one day nonstop. My body's not going to be perfect. I'm not going to be healthy. It's just a constantly working at things and making routines and creating a healthy lifestyle. All right, with that being said, I wrote down in my little journal here some goals for my 26th year of life. And you know what's funny? I used to, I used to be like kind of self-conscious about turning 26. Like, I don't know, I'm in my 20s. Like, why am I thinking I'm aging or something. I actually think I look better now and I'm more fit now than I was like 5 years ago or even as a teenager, like whatever. Like the older I get, the more confident I feel, the more radiant I feel, and I think, you know, you don't have to be worried about aging or something, especially at this age. If anything, like I'm learning to take better care of myself, hopefully. Anyways, these are some of my goals. I want to finish both my films. I wrote 2 film scripts, and I hopefully, if they turn out well, I want to submit them to film festivals. I see myself, as much as I love acting in other people's projects, I also see myself as a leader. So I see myself casting, writing, directing. I am a boss, and I'm going to make that happen. Another goal is to start vlogging and creating YouTube content. I'm doing that right now. Part of why I haven't and I've pushed it away is because like I'm still like navigating how to edit, like what editing software to get. I'm still just using my phone camera. A friend's supposed to give me a camera. I think I just need to keep practicing and going about it and seeing what I create. I think I have some content that people may enjoy. Like I am a aspiring actress in Vancouver. People may want to see what that lifestyle's like from my perspective. Things aren't perfect. Another goal is I want to film some self-tapes in 2021, audition for independent film work. I want to get the rights to the play Cowboy Mouth that was written by Sam Shepard and Patti Smith, and I maybe want to film it at the end of the year. I'm gonna maybe dye my hair black for that. We'll see. I want to buy a hippie van because my car's gonna break down soon. So it's been my dream to have a hippie van, so we'll see. Photography, I want to do a lot of photo shoots of women in nature and just showcase all sorts of different bodies, natural bodies. I really want to bring beauty and awareness to the body of a healthy woman that eats intuitively. Yeah. I want to take dance classes, singing lessons, and I want to make a home that I love. And I think most of all, I just want to keep working at my own mental clarity and happiness. I have a lot of days that get confusing and foggy, and in other words, where I feel kind of like miserable about things. I don't know what's going on with this bang here. My hair's so messy. But I just really want to keep working at my mental health. That's the most important for me. It doesn't matter how much you have wealth-wise if you're not okay up here. And you can be happy with nothing and you can be happy with everything. You could be unhappy with nothing and unhappy with everything. It's all about your own perspective of things. So thank you so much for watching. I'm really excited about my birthday coming up. I'm happy it's May now. I feel like when it's your time of year or like close to your birth time, that's maybe the time you're gonna thrive or something's gonna change, or I don't know, I get excited about it. I hope you do something kind for yourself today, and I hope you make one small little step towards self-care and self-love and doing something you know you need to do for yourself. This is a little reminder to do that, and a reminder for myself to do that. I think for me, I'm just gonna like wash my hair and relax at some point. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Bye. I love you guys. Have a great day.